All right. Hey everyone, we're back here for some more adaptive physical education. Before we get started with our basketball and some other skills that we're going to talk about, and maybe some exercise, I wanted to show you something really quick. I wanted to impress you here because it's been a while since I've seen you, but I'm showing you my magical powers and tricks, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now when we're back in person, I'll show you a lot more about that and have some fun. And I know some of you have seen me do that, and that wasn't the best one, but when you see me do it in the gym, very, very impressive. So there is another reason I'm holding this hula hoop, and that is because today for basketball, we've talked about dribbling. We've talked about the three things, right, that we need to do while we're dribbling. And that is keeping our hand, whoops, sorry about that. That is keeping our hand on top of the basketball. That is using our fingertips and our wrist to push it down and keeping it below our waist, right? We've talked about dribbling and moving it. We've talked about protecting our dribble, keeping the defensive person between our body, our arm, and the ball, okay? Protecting our dribble, we called it. We've also talked about chest pass, chest bounce pass. When we step and pass the ball, our hands turn, which means our palms go face out and our thumbs point down. Okay, so there's just a couple reviews. Today, though, anytime we do basketball, everybody always says, Mr. Vance, can we shoot? Can we shoot? Can we shoot? Can we shoot? I say, absolutely. I love to shoot just as much as the next person. But in basketball, you have to be able to do all the things. So we are going to do a little bit of shooting. We're going to talk just a little bit about it. I don't have a ton of room in here, obviously, to shoot an actual basketball hoop. But for sure, when we get back to in-person learning, okay, at some point, we're going to do that. But also, you know, there's, if any parks are open that may have it, maybe you have a basketball hoop outside. And you can go outside and do this with your family or friends, or brother or sister or someone at home. I do have a smaller one outside, but it's just kind of chilly out. So, and also I want to show you that it doesn't have to be a perfect basketball hoop to still work on a skill and learn it. Okay, and so I kind of purposely wanted to talk about it right down here because as I was holding this hula hoop, what you'll notice is behind me. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but I have another hula hoop taped up here. Okay, I just used some duct tape. And I taped it right to the cement wall. Now remember, make sure the wall is appropriate to do this. We don't want to cause any damage. So make sure you ask mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, someone for permission before we go ahead and do these things. Okay? Or just think about some of this stuff before we do it. And then also, another idea, okay, is I had an old basket here. I cut the bottom out, okay? Obviously a large basketball may not fit in that very well or may be too heavy. It might knock it down. But what we've done is we've adapted like we do. Okay, we can use different sizes of basketballs. We can use different types of either basketballs or another type of ball. And so we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But before we do, okay, we're not going to do a ton of exercising right now. Okay, but before we do that, I want you to pause this video. And I want you to get up just like we would in any other class. So I kind of flipped it a little bit and explained kind of what we were going to talk about. We reviewed, explained about what we're going to do, where we're going to go. But now I want you to pause the video, so pause me, okay? And I want you to go out, find that space that we talked about, whether maybe it's around the house if that's available and safe, maybe outside if it's nice, put a jacket on or whatever, maybe around your living room, just whatever it is, but just kind of move. And I want you to be moving for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I want you to get up, I want you to get your heart rate up, moving a little bit. If you have space and it's appropriate, okay, you can gallop, you can hop. All right, you can incorporate those things into that. If you have music and you're not going to be bothering someone, or maybe another brother or sister who might be doing schoolwork, or just maybe a parent or anyone, turn some music on and have some fun with it. Turn it into a little bit of a dance and moving, right? Okay, because the key is movement, right? Physical activity, we want to create movement. We want to get our heart rates elevated. We want to sustain them for a bit, and we want to let that come back down to that resting heart rate, okay? Because our heart is a muscle and we want to strengthen that just like any other muscle in our body. So, ready, set, go get your 5 to 10 minute warm up, and now pause, go. All right, we're back. Nice job. That was a great pause. That was a great warm up. Yeah, I know, I'm just silly and having a little fun. Well, hopefully you did that because what I talked about in our last video at the very end was I love physical education because there's really no cheating. Because the only person you're cheating is yourself. Okay, so if you don't do this work, if you don't do the exercises, if you don't do them properly, you're not going to get the results that maybe someone else might get for themselves. So with that being said, so we did our warm-up. Feel free to do some exercises. right? We're kind of warmed up. We've already done all that. Maybe we stretched our upper body out a little bit. We stretched our legs out because we've been running. Okay, we're feeling good. We reviewed our dribbling. And so now we want to jump into basketball shooting, all right? And I'm going to sit down just for a quick second here so that make sure that you can see me as I'm talking about this a little bit better. Oops, I wanted that one ball and I dropped it. So, okay, because, you know, being in my own basketball video right now, and then, you know, making this instructional video for you and being the camper person as well, you know, sometimes a little tricky. So hopefully this is working out okay. I think it is. I've heard some good feedback. So hopefully people are enjoying this and doing this because that's really why we're doing it. Okay, to sustain it until we can get everything, you know, everyone back to school and everything back to as normal as we can and just continue to have fun and learn together, okay? And so with that being said, one of the most important things is shooting a basketball, right? And a lot of times, sometimes we see kids going, woo, or they'll take it and they just throw it, right? Okay? And sometimes we make them, and they make them, and then they get in these bad habits, or they do them throws like this, and sometimes that's okay, right? And no one's here saying they can't do it that way. But if you watch professional or college or high school or anybody that's actually learned how to properly shoot a basketball, you can see a big difference between someone that shoots like this and just chucks it up there or someone that actually has some fundamentals, okay? And so we're just going to talk briefly about fundamentals. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your dominant hand. And one of the easiest ways to do it is, so basketball has air in it, and that's why it dribbles, right? So when you're first learning to shoot, what you can do is you can find this little air hole, okay, where you would put the needle to the air pump in it, okay, to inflate the ball, add air. And what I want you to do is one way you can learn to properly hold this ball, okay, and to spread your fingers out, okay, properly, is to take your dominant hand, take the, you're going to take your middle finger here, and in that middle joint, you're going to put that middle joint right on that air hole, okay? I don't know if you can see that or not, but when you have a ball in front of you, okay, you're going to put that right on there, and then you're just going to kind of naturally spread your fingers out and so that it's across the ball, okay? And then what you're going to do is I want you to kind of hold it out in front of your arm if you can, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure, just like we did with dribbling, so we're using our fingertips, you're using your fingertips to hold this ball and balance it, okay? Make sure there's a little space in there on your palm so your palm's not touching the ball, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to hold it out in front of yourself. All right, and then when I say go or you feel ready, you're going to simply bring it up like this and you're going to turn your wrist. And now when I do that, if you'll notice, I'm making what's like an L shape. And then notice how my wrist is not straight up because the ball would fall out. So as I do that, my wrist is bent. Almost you can see some wrinkles in there, okay? Because my wrist is bent back. Because when we shoot, we want to shoot the ball up and towards the hoop. And we want to flick our wrist down so that we're putting backspin on it, okay? And we want backspin on it because if the ball hits, it doesn't go perfectly through the net, which we call a swish, right? If it hits the rim, we want to have backspin on it so it kind of dies and hopefully falls through the hoop, okay? The rim is what we actually call it, okay, of the part of the hoop. So we're going to put that middle knuckle right on the ball. We're going to spread our fingers out nice and wide because we want to have control of the ball. All right, we're going to bring it up here in this L, okay? And what we're going to do with our non-dominant hands, we're actually going to take it and put it on the side of the ball here. Again, we don't want to grab it. We don't want to put it in front. We want to put it on the side. And we're going to use our fingertips to control. If you'll know, you can't see it. There's a little gap there between the palm on my hand, okay? And then I might get up for a second to show you this. But as we're doing this, right, you'll notice in my hands, this thumb points to that thumb, and it makes almost like a letter T, okay? And so, with that being said now, and that hand is strictly for balance, okay, to help balance this ball. Because a good shooter can shoot it one-handed, or they can shoot it with the hand balancing it. But either way, I'm actually just using one hand to shoot it. All right, this hand may go up a little ways with it, but then it lets the dominant hand go and flick the ball, okay? So as we're at a 10-foot hoop, because a normal basketball height is 10 feet. Now that may vary depending on a league you're playing in or maybe what age you're playing, okay? Or maybe even just at home having fun. Sometimes they have basketball hoops that can adjust very easily, okay, for younger students all the way up to, adults and things like that. So So it all varies on what you want to do. But when you want to shoot a basketball, it's not just arms, but you want to time it out so it's your legs. So we're going to bend our knees. We're going to start with the ball about chest so, and then we're going to go through that motion and push it up, okay? So one last thing I want to talk about before we use my homemade hoops here is beef, right? Anybody in basketball has heard this term, okay? And that stands for a couple things. The B stands for balance, eyes. Eyes are on your target. We're going to get that elbow in, just like I talked about, okay? Elbow in, all right? Locked in right here, just like in that L, okay? And then we're going to talk about the F is follow through, okay? So when I shoot this ball, I'm going to shoot it, and my wrist is going to flick down, and I'm going to hold it up like that, almost like I want to put my hand in that hoop. Okay, from a long distance, I'm going to pretend like, oh, my hand goes right into that hoop and touching the net. All right, so beef, balance, eyes on the target, elbow, and follow through. Now, when I mean balance, I really mean your feet, okay? We don't want your feet like this. We don't want your feet super close together. Just like a lot of times we talk about being an athlete or being able to run or move. We want them shoulder width or slightly wider than your shoulders, okay? And that's what I mean by balance. And your shooting side, if you really want to get technical, there's a lot more we could do. And as we get older, we might do that. But you can have that side of your foot just a little slightly forward. That's okay. All right? So, with that all being said, I'm going to turn around here now. And I'm going to show you a couple examples of how you can do this, okay? I might show you a couple standing up. And I'm also going to show you a couple sitting down so that you can actually see my hands in my arms, because I know with being the camera person and the person on camera, the gym phys ed teacher here, it's kind of hard. So I'm gonna slide over just a little bit. I think you can still see me. I got my my blue hula hoop here. It's duct taped to the wall. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that my my ball here, okay, is proper. So I'm gonna get it in front of me. Okay, I'm bringing it up here. I'm gonna balance. I got my feet balanced. I got my eyes on the target, so I'm looking at the hoop. I want to look, you know, just over the front, maybe towards the back of it, in the middle kind of, for my target. So my eyes are on it, my elbow's in, right? And then I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to follow through. Okay, if you'll notice, when I released it, my hand went just like that. I flicked it down, and I follow through. And I hold it. All right? So if you're ever watching a college basketball or a high school or especially college or pro, with those really good shooters, that's what they do. Okay? So you want a really good follow through. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, like, for instance, Mr. Vance, we don't have it. I get it. I don't have a hoop down here right now either, okay? But what we can do is, like I said, remember the other day we talked about different size? This is one of those mini basketballs. And this might be something good for a younger student, right? And you can get here, and as long as, you know, mom or dad or brother or sister or someone has given you permission, right? You might sit here, and you can use this little one for a hoop. And notice, look. All I simply use is some duct tape, tape it up on the wall, and I can get here and learn to shoot baskets, okay? I'm inside, I'm having fun, but the biggest thing, right, I'm still able to follow those basic fundamental skills. So I'm getting in here, right, and I follow through. Flick my wrist down, okay? Whoa! This is why I record live, funny jokes like that. So, how I know people watch is when they comment or send me a message and laugh and have a good time and tell me how funny I am because I just almost fell. So that's how I'll know if you're watching or not. And I'm not going to edit it out because, it's just funny. All right? And so you can sit on a bucket like that and it's full of softballs. Or you can stand up, right? We're going to balance. Bend our knees a little bit. Now, being that I'm taller, right? And it's really not hard for me to slam dunk this hoop or this one. I'm not going to have to use my legs a whole lot. But if I'm on a 10-foot hoop or something like that, some of us are, we're going to need to use our legs and bend down a little bit and create power, momentum from here to drive it up. And it comes right up just like normal, okay? Ball's here, bend my knees. Notice that I'm keeping the ball right here about chest level. I'm not bringing it way down here. Okay, I'm not throwing it over my head. I'm going to bend my knees slightly. I'm going to bring it up. Just like we had worked on in that beef position, right? Balance. I'm balanced. My legs are using it. Eyes are on the target. Elbow. Follow through. Okay? And so that's basically what we're going to talk about. And we want us to practice. Okay? So we can do that here. Okay? I can make my shots and do all that. And now the one fun thing that I thought about too is we can use basketballs. I can show you all different types that we could use. But the other one we talk a lot about too is our beach ball, okay? And for the hula hoop, this makes a lot of sense, okay? Because this is similar. So you can actually work on this, right? Hopefully you can see them. I'm going to stand to the side a little bit. And I can still work on all my skills. All right, notice. And I can sit down. All right, I'm not going to kick it over again. I'm going to try not to. All right, but I can work on all my skills. I can get it up here. Hand is on the side. I'm just going to shoot it. I'm going to follow through. Okay? Balance. My eyes on my target, my elbow, and my follow through. Okay? And I can just have some fun. Now this, what I'm thinking about, right, is when we're creative and we're making these fun games, we might play games like horse or pig or cow, which that, you know, might be able to play with a friend or a brother or a parent. But if you don't have a lot of room, okay, and we for sure don't want to break anything or hurt anyone, you know, a simple beach ball, which you can buy these anywhere. Well, not anywhere, but I mean, you can get them on Amazon. You can buy them at the Dollar General, dollar store. And a lot of times, you know, I get them 99 cents, okay, and they last a long time if you take care of them, as long as you're not beating them up or popping them, okay? And same with a hula hoop, you know, maybe Five Below, maybe Dunham's if you go to a sports store, or, you know, Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that. But for sure, like Five Below or even Dollars, like you can find hula hoops very inexpensive. I know I've seen them at Kroger before, okay? Same with beach balls. And you can just make it a lot of fun. I mean, sometimes you don't even have to tape it to the wall. You know, there's times even in class where sometimes I just hold the hula hoop up and kids will shoot. Or we have someone, maybe you know someone that's really tall, right? I have some friends that are like 6'5", 6'7". I mean, they might just be able to be the basketball hoop for you, right? They can hold it up there and you can shoot. You guys can play a little game, all right? And what the key is, again, to just have fun with it, okay? Lots of laughs, because you know what? Laughter is a really good thing, okay? Having a good time, getting exercise, you know, staying healthy, okay? So, with that being said, we talked a little bit about shooting today. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up. We did some exercising like we always do. Okay, but we really talk a lot about shooting. Now, I'm going to try to make a few more videos, maybe with some games and stuff like that we could do. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this. And again, like I said, you know, please make sure that you're always checking with your parent or guardian or whomever before you do any of these things, to just make sure that the area is safe. And then once it is, have fun with it. Okay, as you can see, I actually have a lot of fun creating some of this stuff, and that's half the battle, and that's half of it. If we can still work on our skills and be a little silly and have a little fun, that's when we're really going to get a lot of learning. And in phys ed, the great thing is if we're moving and we're doing all this, we're going to be benefiting our bodies, benefiting our mind. Okay, so make sure that you're taking care of yourself, getting sleep, okay, at night. Make sure you're trying to eat healthy as we can. Make sure that we're drinking lots of water, okay, and then we're getting some exercise. And you do those things, okay, you'll be okay. So thanks a lot for watching again, friends. I can't wait to see everybody in person. I can't wait to see you on Zooms. I can't wait to see you back here through another instructional video. But make sure that you're having some fun playing some basketball, okay, dribbling, passing, shooting, and just having a lot of fun while you're doing it. So thanks, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you again, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.